On this Friday night from Toronto, fever pitch. The excitement across the country as the World Cup kicks off for the first time on Canadian soil.
Soccer is a game that brings people together. It doesn't matter, what nationality you are.
And the businesses cashing in on the beautiful game. Grieving Canadian parents take on one of the world's biggest companies.
They marketed something they knew was unsafe.
The latest lawsuit against ChatGPT maker OpenAI.
The volcano of corruption.
The legal fight to stop a UFC cage match at the White House.
There's no way it could be legal.
Plus, no money, no problem.
My hips don't really move.
A how-to guide to experience the most expensive World Cup on the cheap.
Global National, reporting tonight from Toronto, Jeff Semple.
Good evening and thank you for joining us from Canada's Soccer House here in Toronto, where for the first time in history, this country hosted a World Cup match. Team Canada playing on home turf against Bosnia and Herzegovina. The energy here has been electric all day. It began with dueling fan marches through the city. It was a sea of red and white as Canadian fans paraded toward the stadium, and not far away, the blues, yellows, and whites of Bosnian fans. And it was a tense match, with Bosnia scoring an early goal, but late in the second half, the Canadians tied it up. That was the reaction in Vancouver, one of many watch parties held right across the country today. We'll have more on that in a moment, but we begin with our Erik Sorensen and a history-making game. Erik.
Jeff, for Toronto and Canada, an historic day. A day when a draw felt almost like a win. The Canadians coming from behind to tie Bosnia and Herzegovina 1-1 as tens of thousands of fans got into the spirit of the World Cup. The first World Cup ever on Canadian soil, a remarkable honor for a country relatively new to the historic passion for the beautiful game.
We're so proud to live this experience in here at home.
We are pumped. We never would have thought Canada would ever be one hosting a World Cup.
It's been a remarkable change in this country. First World Cup appearance in 1986, but not again for 36 years. But a new generation is reimagining soccer's place in this country. And today was witnessing history.
I think it's a great representation of how multicultural and special this country is.
That brings everybody together. I think that's Canada is all about.
Let's go! Then consider Bosnia and Herzegovina, a country of just 3 million, today with an outsized presence in Toronto.
Very excited to see the opportunity for our country.
In 1986, Bosnia and Herzegovina did not even exist, fighting for independence in 1992. The contours of their tiny country emblazoned on their soccer jerseys.
Cheer for the Bosnian team. I'm so happy and proud.
For Bosnian Canadians,
I'm here and there, so
some split loyalties.
Kind of divided.
In the match, Canada controlled possession most of the game. Jonathan David a chance to score early, but his shot was stopped. Then Bosnia on a corner kick headed by Jovo Lukic, and the Canadians were down 1-0. In the second half, Canada hit the crossbar, battled for the equalizer, and finally, Kyle Larin, who just substituted in, scored a driving goal to tie the match in the 79th minute. The first time Canada has ever come from behind to tie a World Cup match. Canada was behind most of the match, which made 1-1 very satisfying. Here's where things stand now in Group B. Canada and Bosnia at the top, 1 point each. Tomorrow, Switzerland and Qatar will play in San Francisco. Remember, 2 teams, possibly 3, will ultimately advance from this group, so Canada very much on track. But it makes their next match against Qatar crucial. But isn't every game at the World Cup? Jeff, that next match is Thursday in Vancouver.
All right, Erik Sorensen in Toronto. Thank you, Erik. Well, there are soccer fans, and then there are super fans, including one man from Saskatoon who is planning to attend matches in all 16 World Cup stadiums across the continent.
It's the World Cup. It's every 4 years. It's what I live for. I give my family, my work, everything, 47 months to come for this 1 month.
Lee Cormish already has tickets to 12 games with a goal of attending at least 20 matches across Mexico, the U.S., and here in Canada. Now, most Canadians don't have the passion or the resources to watch the full tournament in person, but millions did gather with friends and family at watch parties right across the country. Our Sarah MacDonald is in Canada's other host city, Vancouver, with more on how the world's largest sporting event is bringing Canadians together. Sarah.
Jeff, here in Vancouver, you can feel the buzz. There's something different in the air here today and across the country. Finally, after years of preparations and hundreds of millions of dollars in federal funding, FIFA is here.
Go Canada!
The World Cup has officially kicked off on Canadian soil. And no matter where you are or who your team is,
Canada, of course!
It might be hard not to join in on the FIFA frenzy.
Yeah, happy to get in and watch Canada and hopefully get a win.
Whether in it for the soccer or more for the social aspect, fans of all backgrounds found each other in pockets across the country Friday. Canadians from the Maritimes to the prairies.
Go Canada!
To the West Coast.
They're starting to wake up and they're starting to feel the excitement.
Gearing up for a busy few weeks of play. And local establishments aren't missing their chance to score too.
I think it's just one of those moments in time where your pride really comes out.
The Hollywood Theatre expecting a full house on both Friday and Saturday when players hit the pitch in Vancouver.
Soccer is a game that brings people together. It doesn't matter, what nationality you are.
Diehard fans like these friends, front of the line this morning.
This is probably Canada's most important soccer game ever.
And who are you cheering for?
FIFA.
And already the pro athletes playing on the world stage have a lot of little eyes on them too.
My favorite part is the goalie.
Inspiring a whole new generation of budding soccer stars.
I'm best at hitting my ball, scoring goals, good dribbling.
Okay, ready? Go!
And a big boost in business for coach Marvin Garcia.
We can show them that, look, you might be there one day.
As Canada officially welcomes the World Cup and all that comes with it. And Vancouver will be following in the footsteps of Toronto tomorrow, Jeff, hosting its first of 7 World Cup matches when Australia takes on Turkey at BC Place Stadium.
Sarah MacDonald in Vancouver. Thank you, Sarah. Staff and students at St. Nicholas Catholic Junior High School in Edmonton skipped class today to cheer on Team Canada, and they have a special connection to the team. Captain Alfonso Davies was a former student there. He's still sidelined with a hamstring injury and didn't play in today's big match, but that didn't dampen the spirits at the school. And I will be back a little later from Toronto's Harbour Front, just outside of Canada Soccer House. But for now, let's go to Colleen Christie at the National News Desk for the rest of today's news. Colleen.
Thanks, Jeff. Prime Minister Mark Carney met with French President Emmanuel Macron in Paris today. The two leaders announcing a new security agreement covering defense, space, and artificial intelligence. As Gillian Piper reports, the meeting comes ahead of next week's G7 summit.
This warm welcome set the tone for Canada and France to forge a closer bond.
To deepen our defense and industrial cooperation today, the President and I are advancing a new General Security of Information Agreement.
That agreement is set to boost classified information sharing between the two countries in fields like defense, cybersecurity, and artificial intelligence, which the Prime Minister says will give Canadian companies better opportunities to compete for European contracts.
Cette convergence franco-canadienne.
French President Emmanuel Macron says he believes that Canada and France share the same worldviews on a range of topics, including artificial intelligence, global trade, and the New World Order. Those shared priorities, a key reason why Mark Carney is looking to increase economic ties.
The next world order will likely be built out of Europe, and Canada will be part of that effort.
The European push is largely motivated by U.S. volatility. More than a year into the trade war, the Canada-U.S. relationship took yet another hit this week, with the U.S. pushing back the opening of the Gordie Howe Bridge linking Windsor to Detroit.
We don't need anything that Canada has. We don't need anything that Mexico has, but they need everything that we have. And they have to treat us better.
After originally saying the $6 billion bridge Canada paid for would open on Friday, the Prime Minister now says the ribbon cutting has been postponed due to technical issues raised by the U.S. But Carney refused to say what those issues are for a second day in a row.
I don't think it's productive to work through those in public. This is an asset for both countries and our people, most fundamentally, that's going to exist for decades. So if we need to take a few more weeks to get it right and get it launched, we'll do that.
It seems the leaders may not be resolving those issues in person anytime soon, Colleen, as Canadian officials are tempering expectations of a formal Carney-Trump meeting at the G7 summit next week.
Jillian Piper in Paris. Thanks, Jillian. A Canadian woman is suing OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, and its CEO Sam Altman, alleging the tech firm's chatbot contributed to her daughter's suicide.
There's nothing they can do at this point to bring my daughter back, but there's going to be other daughters and other sons and other people, and hopefully it will maybe prevent something similar happening to them.
In a lawsuit filed in a San Francisco court, Christy Carrier, mother to 24-year-old Alice, alleges ChatGPT did not stop or flag conversations Alice was having with the chatbot, where she confided to having suicidal thoughts. The lawsuit is seeking damages and changes to how the platform handles self-harm conversations. In a statement, an OpenAI spokesperson called the situation heartbreaking, adding the company is reviewing the legal filing, which indicates the interactions took place on an earlier version of ChatGPT that is no longer available. Several people were injured in London, Ontario, when a vehicle crashed into a fitness center this morning. The vehicle went through a brick wall at a shopping mall and into the fitness center. 7 people were injured, including the driver. 1 person was sent to hospital in critical condition. Witnesses say the driver accelerated into the building. No charges have been laid. It's the fight over a fight. Coming up, the battle to stop the UFC cage match outside the White House. And you're looking at Vancouver's Science World Dome transformed into a massive soccer ball in honor of the World Cup. We'll be right back. Scaffolding is going up to remove President Donald Trump's name from the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts in Washington. A federal judge has denied a request to pause an order to take it down. Trump's name was added to the building's marble exterior in December. Last month, the judge ruled it was illegally added. Trump turns 80 this weekend, and he's celebrating with a $60 million cage fight on the White House lawn. The UFC match has transformed the property in highly unusual and elaborate ways. Some even say it's unethical. Jackson Proskow reports on the mixed martial arts fight that's also turned into a battle in the courts.
The Claw towers over the White House. At night, it looks more Las Vegas than Washington. One way or another, the looming UFC fight has the American Capitol in its grip. What do you think?
I think it's got to be illegal. There's no way it could be legal.
Very surprised, shocked. This is like the first time ever, ain't it? Oh, well, yeah, I'm definitely shocked.
Sunday's fight will be the centerpiece of President Donald Trump's 80th birthday celebration, with 4,000 spectators on the South Lawn and tens of thousands more on the National Mall.
I have never seen anybody want anything so much as people want those tickets.
But the match has already come to blows in court.
We would describe this as a volcano of corruption.
2 Virginia residents sued to block the fight, arguing the for-profit sporting event is an unauthorized use of public property. There's heavy sponsorship, pricey tickets, and Trump's own financial interest in UFC's parent company.
So this is a situation where the president and the people and businesses that he's allied to stand to gain financially.
The Trump administration argued anyone who doesn't like it should just look away. The courts agreed, allowing the event to continue.
That's what Saturday Sunday is about. It's a gift to the American people.
The spectacle will require the support of at least 7 federal agencies and untold government resources. The White House insists it's not just about honoring Trump. It's part of broader celebrations for America's 250th birthday.
Do you think an event like this should be happening on the White House lawn?
That one I'm still trying to figure out.
For all the back and forth over whether the fight should actually go ahead, one uncontrollable factor will actually decide if it can, and that's the weather. Severe storms are forecast to roll through Washington on Sunday, right around the start of fight time. Jackson Proskow, Global News, Washington.
Elon Musk has become the world's first trillionaire, with shares of SpaceX trading on the stock market today. Musk joined SpaceX employees via video link to ring the opening bell for the company's initial public offering. SpaceX shares started trading at $150 US and quickly rose. Based on the most recent data from the US Federal Reserve, Musk, the owner of Tesla and social media platform X, among other companies, has a net worth 5 million times that of a typical US family. After nearly 6 decades, construction on the first Canadian-made naval destroyer begins. Ahead, the struggle to keep pace with modern warfare. The effort to replace Canada's warships has been called the nation's largest shipbuilding initiative since the Second World War, and today marks a milestone in the construction of a modern fleet, one that will enable the Navy to respond to Canada's defence and security commitments into the future. But as Heidi Petrocek explains, it's just the beginning of decades of work ahead.
It has been 57 years since Canada laid the keel for a destroyer.
Workers at Halifax's Irving Shipyard weld a silver coin into the keel of what will become Canada's first warship built at home in almost 60 years.
I declare this keel well and truly laid.
It's part of Canada's largest and most complex shipbuilding initiative, meant to replace an aging defence fleet while boosting the industry. Irving contracted to deliver 15 new River-class destroyers.
It shows what is possible here in Canada, built at home and with our own tradespeople and our own management and infrastructures.
It has been a long journey to get here. It's been more than a decade since Canada announced its national shipbuilding strategy, all leading to this, HMCS Fraser.
Canada's parliamentary budget officer has estimated the cost at more than $80 billion. And while delivery of the first vessel is expected in the early 2030s,
we're working to actually see if we can accelerate the schedule and timeline even faster.
For the military second in command, global conflicts and Ottawa's focus on defense and Arctic security mean sooner is better.
The 12 Halifax-class frigates are doing great work, but they were designed to last 30 years, and it's been more than that.
The ones that get built first will be obsolete by the time the last ones get built.
Rapid changes in modern warfare have already led to design revisions, and there could be more. The use of drones and autonomous systems in Russia's war on Ukraine evidence ships need a much different arsenal than decades ago.
The Australians are building the same ship, and they're already saying, we don't think we have enough space and power. Watch that storyline.
Delivery of all the new destroyers is expected by 2050. Heidi Petrocek, Global News, Halifax.
Famed British artist David Hockney has died. Known for using vivid colors to depict the things he loved, he's being remembered for his work in multiple mediums, first making a splash in the art world in the 1960s. In a school exam, he's reported to have written, "I am no good at science, but I can draw." In 2018, his painting Pool with Two Figures sold for more than $131 million Canadian at auction. Hockney was 88. Next, as World Cup fever hits Canada, Jeff Simple shows us how fans can watch without draining the bank. Festivals in Toronto and Vancouver have attracted thousands. Back to Toronto and Jeff in a moment.
Welcome back to Toronto's Harbour Front, just outside of Canada's Soccer House, an area for fans to come together and watch the games on the big screens for free. And it's one of many sites in this city where fans are celebrating the beautiful game without breaking the bank. Toronto is already the world's most multicultural city. Yay! Now playing host to 300,000 World Cup visitors. Where are you guys from?
Scotland.
Where are you from?
Norway.
Where are you from?
Colombia.
Natalia Acosta traveled to Canada even though she couldn't afford FIFA tickets, instead attending this free watch party, and she didn't seem to mind.
It's a lot of money,
This is the most expensive World Cup in history. Ticket prices are more than twice as much as they cost in the last tournament. So fans who are priced out of the stadium seats are now coming up with creative ways to embrace the experience. Go, baby! Dozens of large screens are set up along the harbour front. And that's also where you'll find Canada's first floating soccer pitch.
It's definitely bringing in my inner child.
These pro players from Toronto's women's team are offering free drills to members of the public, including awkward TV reporters. From floating footy to soccer sellies.
The hips don't really move.
A Montreal-based studio is offering dance lessons with moves inspired by soccer goal celebrations.
It was more about really celebrating the dancers we all become when we score a goal.
The official fan festival site next to the stadium has itself been transformed for the tournament. From this ugly underbelly beneath the Gardiner Expressway to an area bursting with local artwork, community gardens watered by the highway runoff, and most importantly, thousands of fans.
It's really, the best place to watch the game outside of the stadium.
Who needs expensive stadium seats when the view from here is priceless?
It's a magical moment.
This former Team Canada player says it's unlike anything he's experienced before.
How important is it to have a hometown crowd in a tournament like this?
Oh, it's vital. I mean, I've played in an era where there was more away fans than there was Canadian fans. So I'm praying that it will be a sea of red and white, and it's a great way to show that we are a world in a city and there's so much to celebrate.
And that is Global National for this Friday from Toronto. I'm Jeff Semple, and tonight's Your Canada is Canadian soccer fans still beaming with pride after Team Canada bounced back to tie up the game against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.